So I'm hoping I can get some suggestions from the Porsche fan crowd to help me in my decision, my choice. As my family and I, we actually just arrived in Orlando, Florida, and we drove the Porsche Macan GTS 2017 Porsche Macan GTS, and I must say that the best part about owning a Porsche Macan GTS and taking road trips is just that one and the same. This is a very, very fun vehicle to drive, but at the same time, or shall I say, and at the same time, allows me the ability to pack myself, my wife, my kid, our luggage, all inside at the same time. And it is very functional. It is very versatile. Don't mind the birthday gifts in the back. I think it's a really good mix. It's a good fit as far as comfort, utility, and fun. Now, I've taken the bags out because we just put them up in the hotel. But with the luggage back here and everything else, I was unable to fit the bags from the birthday gifts, so that's why they're sitting in the back seat. But at the end of the day, if this were, let's just say, a 718 Cayman, which is on my list, or a 992 911, none of this would be possible, in my opinion, to travel with plus one at the very least, but plus two would be almost impossible. We just took a 7-hour trip from Atlanta to Orlando, and I would not force anyone to ride for 7 hours in the back seat of a 911. But part of the problem is I'm not OCD. I'm definitely not OCD like I think it's OCD Garage, I think. Obsessed Garage. But I will tell you guys this, check this out. I need to find a car wash. I need to find a car wash because this thing is filthy. And I'm not even gonna lie, like you can see on the tires here how there's this white ring on the tires, and I hate it. But that's actually from the other day when we were still in Destin. So we went from Destin to Atlanta. Now we're here in Orlando, and that was from when we were driving through the gravel parking lot for Red Door Saloon. I think it's Red Door Saloon, and then we ended up at the Edge, I think it's the Edge rooftop restaurant bar, and then from there we ended up at Harbor Tavern. But I didn't get a chance to wash it before I left, so I still got that on there. But when we got to Atlanta, it was raining, so basically now it's filthy. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm on vacation, which is kind of strange because every day is kind of a vacation, but here in Orlando, I don't want my car to be filthy while we're parked here or heading to restaurants or going to Universal or wherever we may end up. But at the same time, the car does need a deep cleaning. It needs the wheels to like really be clean, because I don't know if you can tell, but the lip on these BC Forge wheels is actually a gloss finish, but the face of the wheel is a matte finish. So it's a two-piece wheel and they went matte and gloss. But I would really clean up the gloss, but you guys know how the matte really the dirt really clings to the matte, and it's not just dirt. I mean, we're talking brake dust from a few hundred miles already on this trip. But this is a pre-owned, certified pre-owned 2017 Porsche Macan GTS, and we just ticked over 50,000 miles on this trip today. That's pretty cool. One of the things behind getting this vehicle and the CPO was I really wanted to drive it as much as I possibly could, for the fact that the CPO covers you unlimited miles for 2 years past the expiration of the original factory warranty. So with that being said, I've got until December of 2023 to get the most out of this warranty. One of the last videos that I've made, I don't know if I put it on this channel, but I had mentioned how this car had relatively no issues whatsoever. But at the same time, getting into service at Porsche, it takes about 2 months to get in Destin at Greg Orr. But I think that's probably going to be the case pretty much anywhere because of the limited availability of parts and people and labor to get in. But this vehicle does actually have one repair to get completed, and it is, the part was ordered and it just showed up, and I got a date in April to get it fixed, but the steering wheel tilt was not, the telescope worked in and out, but the tilt, let me see. But now you see, now the tilt works. So the telescope in and out was working and the tilt wasn't working. But my wife got in and drove it the other day and she's like, I moved your steering wheel. I hope you don't mind. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't move the steering wheel, it doesn't work. Now the tilt started working. So I don't know what the deal is. I'll still go to my appointment in April, while at the same time, there's something going on with the air conditioner. And it kind of works, it kind of doesn't, or there's something wrong with the zone. My wife always complains that her side is hot. Maybe she's just having hot flashes, I don't know. Or maybe she's trying to convince me to go buy a 911. Maybe that's what it is. That didn't sound good. Sound like some bad rod bearings on that CRV. But anyway, the real question I have for you guys is, last year, you may not be aware, but last year, 2022, we actually did a full-time van life road trip in our Mercedes Sprinter. It was an MD2 Patriot, American Coach Patriot. And this year, this summer, we're gonna do another trip. Now, we're not sure if we're going to go international or mix it up or just stay here in the US or continental US or North America where we can drive. If we can drive, odds are we'll probably take the Macan. We may take the Jeep, but odds are we'll probably take the Macan because it just adds to the fun and the excitement for me for all the driving. And you can put it in comfort and it's smooth. You can put it in sport and you know, it's in my opinion, a great compromise for a family vehicle when you want a 911, but you really can't have a 911 because it's not really practical. And even with the lowered suspension, with the air ride lowered suspension, which I can't remember which one I got now off the top of my head, it's a game changer. The ride quality doesn't change, but when it is dropped, I think it's 30 millimeters lower than the lowest setting, because you're not allowed, it says don't drive it in the show mode, which would be 50 millimeter drop. But in that 30 millimeter drop, I think it's 30 millimeters, it's a game changer as far as the center of gravity and eliminating any body roll that may have been. And it just makes the car really, really even more fun to drive, because it's really fun to drive stock. But as it being pre-owned, I didn't get a chance to order it. Therefore, I didn't option it. And it doesn't have the roof pinch rails or the rails for the roof rack, nor does it have the tow hitch. But I would go with the, if I did the tow hitch, I would do the one that flips up underneath so you can't see it, it hides away when you're not using it. So that would actually probably be better than the OEM tow hitch. But I didn't get the roof rails because I bought it pre-owned. So I don't have the rails up here for the roof rack. So the question is, if we're gonna take this on a road trip, granted we can fit a fair amount of luggage in the back, but I don't wanna be compromised on space, especially knowing that the girls, my wife, my kid, my daughter, they're gonna buy stuff when we're out. And instead of paying to have it shipped home, we could just bring it with us. So the question is, what roof rails should I get to put on the Porsche Macan? And then what roof box should I get? Or should we have some fun with it and see if the family will go along with a 911, a 992 911 purchase, put a roof box on that, and see what our summer would be like traveling the country in a 2+2. Let me know what you guys think.